So this movie actually releases next month. Snow White actually releases next month. I know. I am. I can't wait. All right, I can't. Snow White.
There you go. I was going to say using the wrong one.
So, we're going to be singing and dancing our way in Snow White. But basically, I was thinking to myself on Sunday. So I did a solo stream on Sunday, and people were talking about the movies being released this year, and I was like, "Oh, Snow White releases this year." So when does that release? Yeah, literally next month. Very little is being. There's very little promotion about this, and I know that sounds sort of contradictory because we're talking about a trailer that's just released as well. But there's no interviews. There's nothing. Like there's no press tour. I'm not seeing anything that you would normally see for a massive movie like this. There's no exposés in like big, Deadline, Variety, Entertainment Weekly, like Empire. There's nothing. And it's literally released next month. Very weird. That's peculiar.
Weird.
But then is it that weird? Weird. When you look at, say, this, for instance. So this released 4 days ago. 1.8 million views. It's just a little teaser trailer. It's a minute long. 122,000 dislikes. And one more. 5.7 thousand likes. They just, every single time, they're getting dragged. And this trailer specifically is an interesting one, actually. Because as you watch it, right, there's like a couple seconds here of her. And then it's predominantly her as a kid. Right? Quite a lot of her as a kid. Then it's... God, fucking the state of it. And then it's her talking about whistling. Whistle while you work. But then she doesn't do any work. Everything about... If we could watch this, we would. And it would be hilarious. But everything about this is just awful. Like the CGI of the dwarfs. I mean, look at these things. These terrifying monsters. Look at this.
Nightmare.
What is that? What is it? Good Lord. What am I looking at here? Oh, Sid the Sloth. I know that one. Like, why would you create these things? Why would you just not hire a little person, mate?
Yeah. Well, okay. First,
look at that's fucking.
Okay. Well, all they had to do was recreate the characters they had before. Which they actually have 3D modeled all the way like you wouldn't even imagine. How do I know that? Because they built an attraction in Disney World called the Seven Dwarfs Mine Train, where they had to 3D model the characters from the original animated series. So they could have just reused those structures to build on the actual like skins, right? And then to articulate all the points, they already have those models built out, believe it or not, for that purpose when they animate those characters, because those animatronics required such detail. This thing is such garbage. I can't wait for the chat music version of this one. Mind you, every chat music version of any of these trailers has been bonkers sauce funny. So
these are the comments, Bo. Well, what do you think, Bo? Just first and foremost, what's your thoughts on it all?
I mean, it looks crap. I've just got no. Yeah, it was her eye issue, her ocular problem seemed particularly bad in a few of those.
Now that's called hypertelorism, correct?
Hypertelorism, that's correct. Yeah, ocular hypertelorism seemed particularly bad. It's just I just couldn't. The crux of it all, the reason why it's so unpopular, isn't it? Obviously, we've said this a number of times, is that it's dunking on something that's loved by white people, by white Northwestern European culture, and it's subverting that as sort of as hard as it can. People don't like it, right? It's not like people of color throughout the world are waiting for Snow White to be subverted. So they're not on board. They're not loving it. Right? So it's basically still aimed, in essence, at Snow White fans or people that should be fans of the story, the concept, and so nobody likes it. Oh, this is for self-hating white liberal people or something, and so no one likes it. Not anyone's going to like it. Yeah, it looks crap. I certainly won't. No way I would go and see it. And even if it came
What
on
about if I
I
asked you
would
to
just
watch
turn
it
it
for this
over.
show?
Sorry.
What if I asked you to watch it for this show?
If you ask very nicely. No, I would. Okay, I would do it for you, Nate, for the show, for the audience, for the chat. I'll do it for the chat.
For the mates. I tell you what, I have to do it. I promised my audience. Plus, I've got basically a free ticket at this point to go, so I'm going. I'll be seeing it.
I think this might be. So I don't ask you to watch anything really, Bo. I know because I know I made you watch The Acolyte, which I'm still. I haven't forgiven myself for making you watch that. I'm afraid. But this may be one of those. This may be one thing that I think I may have to ask you to watch because I think the review video will just be gold, just be absolute gold.
Okay,
I think it'll be hilarious. I haven't decided yet. I haven't decided.
What's the run time? Do we know the run time? If it's long, if it's like 2.5 hours, knocking 3 hours.
I doubt it'd be that on Disney. Yeah. I think they'll probably keep it around 2 hours. But I don't know. I don't know if they've released it actually.
Well, yeah. Just remember, the original was 1 hour and 23 minutes long.
They say it's 120 minutes long, is what they're saying.
Okay, so it's not too bad. Is it Gal Gadot is the evil witch woman, right?
Yep. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Maybe I can just lie to myself that it's worth watching for her scenes. I actually don't find the ocular hypertelorism bird too bad in terms of easy on the eye. I mean, she's not. Well, hey, I'm not saying she's beautiful, but it doesn't make me feel sick. But yeah, the whole thing is just the whole thing is, like those drawings. It's like nightmare fuel, and of course, it's just pure subversion. The whole thing of like Snow Brown.
Look, I think Halle Bailey would have been a good choice for Snow White. To be fair, after her performance in Little Mermaid,
she's another one with. But funnily enough, both of those have weird eyes that are too far apart.
Have you noticed the pattern?
Oh, someone in the chat says, "Get drunk, Bo, and go watch it." That maybe I could get behind that.
That's it.
Actually, get a bit pissed and go and watch it.
That's the one. Have a few shots. Have a few shots every time you get annoyed with her, and these
if you come to the States, I have a great theater that has a proper bar and a decent restaurant. So
I'll need like an actual hip flask in the theater, little nips of like 80%.
They'll serve you like some proper hard liquor drinks if you elect. So yeah.
The comments are hilarious. Like I looked through this. I cannot find one positive comment. I can't. The comments are all bad. All of them are bad. Never in my entire life that I want the villain in the movie to win this much. End of the movie should be Gal Gadot and the prince lived happily ever after. Rachel Zegler, I don't need you, Prince. Prince, shut up, Farquaad. I'm here to marry real Princess Gal Gadot.
See, and that's why she goes. That's why she goes all warrior princess on it. I mean, she's the leader of the revolution there. Come on now. That's the real meaning of Snow White.
I like how literally everyone, including me, wants to see Gal Gadot win and marry the prince. Disney, it's about outer beauty. Audience, Gal Gadot wins easily. Disney, it's about inner beauty. Audience, Gal Gadot wins more easily.
It's funny because
poisoned apple.
I've been rooting for the poisoned apple.
When you we're all obviously content creators here, right? And after a while of doing it, you get a feel for the likes and the dislikes. You get a feel for the comments, and right. I mean, occasionally I'll make a bit. Obviously, I don't get views in the hundreds of thousands, or very rarely. Certainly not in the millions, never. But still, the ratio of things. You know that if something's even close to being more disliked than liked, then it's terrible. It's a terrible bit of content, whatever it is.
Oh yeah.
Like a lot of my videos on History Bro will be like 99% likes.
Yeah.
Right. I'll only get a few dozen comments, or maybe 50 or 100 comments, and there's not one negative one, or there's one negative one. Or sometimes on some Lotus Eaters videos where you do get in the hundreds of thousands, and you do get a few thousand comments sometimes, and it's sort of half a dozen or a dozen negative, and hundreds of positive or at least neutral comments. Right. If it's anything worse than that, you've sort of failed. Right. It's sort of bad. You need to rethink what you're doing, rethink your angle, all sorts of stuff. Whereas when it's uniformly bad, or you've got way more dislikes than likes, I've never made a bit of content like that. It's not easily done.
Disney,
right? It's sort of not easily done. It's like it's almost like you're doing. Well, it's not almost like in this case. It is the case that you have gone out of your way to make something to goad people. Right? It's subversion that isn't wanted. It's not wanted. It's trash. So, I mean, I can hate watch this, Nate. If you want me to go, I'll get a couple of beers and a shot or two in me, and I'll go.
Honestly,
I'll go and hate watch it for you.
I think I reckon so. We've got some donations for you specifically to go and watch it
for the price of the ticket.
Olaf super chat $6 and says, my donation for Bo to go. I do believe the classic Disney Snow White made Disney successful. The so-called real life movie, 75% CGI. Maybe it's downfall. Let's hope the Queen runs off with the prince for a happy ending.
That's a proper take, because that's true. 1937's film did make that company actually go. They were in trouble until that moment. Yeah.
Yeah, no, you're right. And Eater of Lotus sends in £2, says, Bo, just go to the boarded up Cineworld.
Oh, God, don't. Oh, God. So embarrassing. Drink will never speak to me again. Literally on his blacklist. The other thing I said, like on the day, he texted me saying, you're going to see it, right? And I replied going, I'm definitely going to see it. I like literally said 100% definitely.
You definitely didn't.
And then failed. God. It's been quite a few years since I've humiliated myself quite that badly. No, I'll go to the other one in Swindon.
Unbelievable.
Sorry, Nate.
You binned off my show for that as well.
Yeah. Oh, because I've been on him ever since it was known that there's definitely going to be a Gladiator 2. I was like, dude, please let me come on for that. And I mean, I only messaged him like 3 times or something, but I was like, remember you said one time I could come on and do that? It's going to happen, right? Please, sort of a thing. And he was like, yeah.
You didn't even fucking watch the movie.
I tried. I tried. When I got there and it was boarded up, it was like a bit of a cold sweat. It's like turning up for your exam, and it's like the exam was yesterday. Sort of like a cold sweat. Like, oh my god. Like, this isn't happening. This isn't happening. Anyway, shit.
I just realized I was muted. I was like, you realize I could have just sent you a screener, right?
Oh, it's amazing.
I did not think of that. Could have just done that if that was, but I didn't know that was a possibility.
Yeah, sorry.
Very funny.
So what? Oh, okay. If you can, if you could send me a version of it, so I don't have to actually go out and spend money on it. I'd be much more
just do it a couple days in advance, because I don't hang on to that stuff. I delete the crap out of it. I would not have enough space on my computer for all that. It's crazy.
We've got
Yeah.
another super
Send it
chat
to me.
here
I'll
from
take care of it.
Flying Blind on a Rocket Cycle. Can we set up a GoFundMe for Bo's bar tab?
Yes.
Yeah, I'll only do it if I can get drunk on the most expensive, like Remy Martin or champagne or something. Only then.
Bo refuses to go without a bottle of Dom, kids. So watch out.
Yeah. Yeah, it's got to be 300-year-old cognac or nothing.
Yes, roll out the Louis. There you go.
Jeremiah Hombre says, let's not forget Culture Casino was a model for the movie.
Oof.
Which movie?
Right. This one, mate. You're one of the dwarfs, aren't you? That's what the implication is, isn't
that's
it?
what was there.
One of them does kind of look a bit like me. That's fair.
Where are they? There's a picture of all of them.
I
think. Where is it?
Hi ho!
Yeah,
See, and you know what? At least that plays on two levels now. When they're singing that around Rachel, hi ho, hi ho. Anyway,
God damn. All right, cool. So funny. Anyway, this movie's gonna bomb. I think we may all have to watch it just because I think it'll be funny. But we'll see.
Hey, look,
see.
I'm that guy on the end in red.
I think you're that one, aren't you?
I don't know, maybe.
It's just the beard, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like,
I think
the beard used to be like here. I was rocking Santa, beard. Now it's like but like I said, it grows back fast. So we're already another inch down from where I cut it. And yours is growing in nicely, Bo.
I finally gave mine a trim just the other day because it was getting a bit wild, man. But yeah, surprising how many comments I get about my beard. So it's not that interesting.
People on the internet, people on the internet love to comment on everyone's looks, even when your content is nothing to do with your looks at all. It's just the weirdest thing. Like I get it all the time. It's like I'm not talking about what? Why? No, stop. Like we're not talking remotely about anything aesthetics. Stop.
Quite a lot of people care more about my beard than I do.
Yeah. Right. Anyway, let's move on from this.